Hey guys, so it's Emma, and I'm back for another 3D printing video. Today I'm going to show how to how to make and design a 3D printed model. So I'm going to use Tinkercad because it's the most user-friendly interface I know. It's also sort of like Google Docs, so you can sign on to it on any computer as long as they have Firefox or Google Chrome. Yeah, I'll just get started. First, you have to create an account. Pretty straightforward. And then you just sign in. Let's see, I'm going to go type in my username. Okay, so once it loads, you have this, and you go to your library. So you create new design, and you get to this blank work plane. They give you a really weird name. I don't know why. It's just weird like that. And you can change it later, which I'll show later. But first, you can look at the side panel right here. So this first like grid looking thing are the helpers. So work plane and ruler. Work plane, you just kind of decide where you want to work on. And ruler is just when you want to know measurements. And I like to use the ruler a lot. Very simple. When you normally scroll up and down on your computer, is zoom in and zoom out. Oh, that's really small. Okay. You can also use these side buttons, like the minus to zoom out and the plus to zoom in. So next it comes actually building your piece. So on the side here, you click this solid cube, and you have all these geometric shapes. So let's start with the box. So it's the default box shape, which is 20 millimeter cube. And then you can kind of just change all the measurements like so, and it just makes whatever shape you want. And if you want the shape to stay like, say I want it to stay this size, but I want it to be smaller, you hold down Shift, you press on a corner, and you bring it in, and that's when you make it smaller. If you want, and then you can also do that to make it larger. And that works with any shape. Also, when you have the ruler, you can click on one of the numbers and change it to any number you want, or any size that you want. So I'm doing 5 millimeters. I want this to be 30, and I want it to be, oh, oops. Make sure to click on it when you're adjusting. I'm going to make this 25 millimeters tall. And I'm changing, you can change the orientation of the work plane by either clicking on the arrows over here, or if you are on a Mac, you can press and hold down with 2 fingers, or whatever your settings are. I don't know, it depends on your settings, but that's, for my computer at least, it's like that. So you can just drag in a wedge, just kind of do whatever you want with shapes. And then to make a shape taller, like higher off the ground and not like on the work, you'll see what I mean. You press on this cone at the top and you raise it up. Okay, so now my shape looks like this. You can group shapes together by pressing the Shift key and then clicking on another shape, so now they're both highlighted. If you want to group all 3, you can still hold down the Shift key until all the shapes that you want to be grouped are highlighted. Then you go to the upper right hand corner-ish, and you press group, and they all group together. And if you don't like that color, you can change the color so it makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. And so after that, oh, and then there's also holes. So you click on the third shape in the upper right hand corner. It's like the striped cube. And then you can bring in this. It's called a hole because when you put it here, it makes a hole. I know, so surprising. And then again, you can group all these things together so that it's all one shape. So now I have this funky shape right here. It's pretty great. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to turn any shape into a hole. So really, like I have this really funky shape right now. I want to turn it into a hole so that, one second, so box right here has a really funky hole in it, and yeah. So I click on this shape, my funky shape, that's what's going to be called from now on. Press hole up here in like the upper right-ish hand corner, and then I just put it in my shape. Oops, I selected a bunch of things. So now I put it in my shape. Although you don't see it, my shape now has a really funky hole in it. You can kind of see it. I'm going to lower it so that maybe we can see it better. Okay, so yeah, now it has a really funky hole in it, and it's pretty great. Yeah. There's also, what else there? There are letters, there are numbers, there are like really fancy, there are symbols, and like some random extras that Tinkercad has. So that's about it for, those are like the basics of designing a part. Oh, I forgot. There's, if you click on work plane under like the first symbol of like that square, you can change your work plane. So right now, our work plane is just the regular like bottom. But if, say I want to put something on this surface right here, I take the work plane, like tool, I line it up so it's on the surface I want to align stuff to, I want to put on top, click on it, and then anything I drop onto it will be on that plane. So I don't have to do as much work to get everything lined up. And then if you want to change the work plane again, you click work plane. And again, well, if you want to go back to the regular one, you just kind of click off to the side, and it goes back to normal. So now the shape is exactly where I want it, and I didn't have to align it a lot. Didn't have to do a lot of work to align it. So again, I group it together, because that's just what I like to do. It makes it easier for me, so I don't accidentally move anything. Yes, and then after that, you can go to design. If you want, go to properties, and then you can name it. I'm going to name this video demo. You can name it whatever you want. You can share the file publicly with Tinkercad and like all its users. I keep mine private just because it's just easier on my part. But if you want it to be public, you can. It'll make it easier to share with other teams. Save changes. Okay, so now I'm back. So I saved the changes. Now I'm back to the work plane. And now say that you want to download this and send it to your 3D printer. So you go Design, you go Download for 3D printing, and then you click on whatever file type you want. Our printer uses STL files. If you use a different type of file, you can change it. This also works for laser cutting, although I haven't showed you how to do that. I haven't used Tinkercad very much for laser cutting, but if you do decide to use it for laser cutting, you can click SVG. We use STL, so I click STL, and then it downloads it, and then you have, let's see, yes, and then you have your file here, and then you upload to the 3D printer, which I will probably have another video on it later. Okay, so I'm going to show you all what I like about Tinkercad compared to other CAD systems. Besides it's very user-friendly, I also like that I can just go to Gallery and and then there's like a bunch of stuff. I can search like Tetrix holes. So now I have Tetrix holes, and I can use them to really just put them in my design so that they line up with Tetrix pieces, and you don't have to actually drill in your 3D model. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so thank you all for watching. If you like this video, click the like button. You can comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Be sure to share this with your friends, yeah, check the description for any social media links. So, yeah, bye!